very pleased this morning to be joined by Lord Kenneth Baker, Ken Baker, who was the Education Secretary, amongst other things, in the Thatcher government of the 1980s and introduced the Comprehensive National Curriculum and Unified Exam System. Thanks very much indeed for joining me on behalf of the London School of Business and Finance to talk a little bit about your thoughts on business and vocational professional education and the things that you're doing at the moment. Tell me a bit about the initiative that you're taking with what are known as University Technology College.
We met and we decided the one thing that was missing from English education was technical colleges. Now, we used to have them. And so Ron and I said, we must reinvent these, but they must be better than the old technical college. They're better in three regards. First, we get a university to sponsor each one. We want a university to get behind it. We don't want their money, we want their physical commitment to help pupil teacher and pupil mentor 14, 15, 16-year-olds, introduce them to campus life, introduce them to a much higher level, sophisticated level of education they otherwise have.
I want to explain perhaps to those viewing how that would link to the post-school, post-college era where they're going on to thinking about vocational and professional education, because London School of Business and Finance concentrate now most rapidly growing higher education institution globally in terms of using new technology, being able to adapt that to be able to reach people, but above all to be able to say to those coming out of institutions like university technology colleges, there's a future for you in the business and professional world. You don't just have to go into more traditional academic routes. Obviously, we've had the global meltdown. The world is looking to education for the future. How do you see this whole professional business education developing?
We are massively short of engineers and technicians. It doesn't matter. If we're going to have nuclear power stations, if we're going to have high-speed rail, if we're going to have fast broadband across the country, if we're going to have green-to-energy buildings, if we're going to have very, very sophisticated ways of treating elderly people who've got Alzheimer's and cancer, you're going to need hundreds of thousands of millions of technicians and engineers.
And trained managers as well.
And trained managers as well. And many of our youngsters will actually end up in managerial positions, but they'll have started by learning with their hands as well as their minds. Now, those youngsters will not only have a great deal of experience of their skills, making things, they'll probably end up as managers, senior managers, professional managers.
This is the kind of offer that LSBF are making. Come back in and continue learning and use new technology. I think we'd call it electronic communication these days because it's in all sorts of forms, to actually be able to reach people. They've developed a platform where you can download free the materials, and then you can get a taster and you can begin to think, I can do this, I can do it alongside earning a living, or I can come back into education, which I think you're as keen on as I am, that people should see it as lifelong learning.
I think that's the sort of thing we want. We're not training people for specific jobs. We're training them with specific skills, the capacity to absorb new technology. Even in our short life of 4 years, we started by providing laptops. They're rather now old-fashioned. We have to do iPads. And in 2 years' time, it'll be something else.
I'm also quite keen on a mixed delivery system, and I just wondered finally whether you've got any thoughts on, if you like, a mixed market, because the private and the public working together, including in higher education, can actually provide a bigger offer really to the kind of students we're talking about.
I couldn't agree with you more. The universities are virtually private institutions, although they're becoming more and more private institutions, actually, the universities, and they are heavily involved with us. So are the FE colleges, and I think there's a big provision, there's a big opportunity for management schools as well, because our youngsters do business skills. In the course of 5 years, and these colleges work from 8:30 in the morning to 5:30 for 40 weeks of the year, more than 38. So that means in a 5-year period, they get a whole extra year of teaching. That means they can have time for business skills, financial skills, entrepreneurial skills.
Exactly what is needed to be taken on by LSBF and to be able to develop the confidence and the knowledge which will equip us for what is now a global economy and world-class quality professional delivery, and I think you and I share that.
I'd welcome them helping us in the UTC world.
Well, there's an offer, and I'm very grateful to you, Lord Kenneth Baker, former Education Secretary. Thank you very much indeed.